The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Gotten an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in. Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
I'm Matt Kibbe, the current student body president here at Adrian College. I chose AC because the campus simply feels like home. Everywhere I go, I know the amenities are there to help me succeed and get to the next level in my career. If you want to see what Adrian College has to offer, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College has dozens of athletics programs, and winning is a staple on our campus. We have the culture of winning in and out of the classroom. This is a place where young men and women grow into professionals for life. Are you interested in learning more about the Bulldog experience? Visit adrianbulldogs.com and the Recruit Me tab to be recruited to play your sport of choice today. If you have what it takes, you could be a Bulldog in no time.
Adrian College Television would like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Carlton Lodge of Adrian. Carlton Lodge is sponsoring all ACTV broadcasts during the 2021 to 2022 school year. Located at 1629 West Maumee in Adrian, Carlton Lodge offers comfortable rooms and suites at affordable rates. There's also a heated indoor and outdoor pool, along with a 24-hour fitness center. Thank you for the continued support toward Adrian College Television.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, Leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Welcome to the ACHA Division I National Championship as the Adrian College Bulldogs and the Minot State Beavers doing battle. This should be a fun one here as we are on the campus of Adrian College. As we got Ryan Cuddy and Patrick Smith with you, as well as Matt Kibbe will be joining us shortly. This should be a fun one, Patrick, as all to play for between Adrian and Minot State. Both teams have been very dominant all season long, and especially in this in this tournament run for both teams. They've had some close calls for Minot State. Adrian's been able to handle their business, so it should kind of be an interesting clash here tonight.
Yeah, Cuddy. We got Matt joining us in a little bit for some play-by-play action, but no, I'm excited for today. Adrian took down a tough Ohio team the other night, and I'm just waiting for them to bring some hardware home and add another national championship to the collection.
Yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks here for Adrian ice hockey teams. But it's going to be interesting to see, especially I'm intrigued to see at least how Minot State's legs are as this game progresses, as coming off of back-to-back overtime games. Adrian might have a little bit fresher legs in that regard, but it's still going to be very interesting. Obviously both teams are going to come in high energy coming into this national championship. It's all season long. This is what they've been working for both of these squads. So I think kind of just to leave it all out there, may the best team win, and it's going to be a fun one, I think, for sure.
Yeah, like you just said, Ohio, coming off of 2 games in overtime, and, like you said, tired legs. I think that's going to be Adrian's key today, just beating them with their legs, beating them with their energy. That's gonna how they're going to outskate them today. And I think with Noah DeContenay in net for the Bulldogs, he's going to get the job done.
Yeah, he's been such a reliable backstop for Adrian. Obviously, everyone knows how explosive their offense is, and like you mentioned, beating them by kind of outskating them. That's kind of been the formula for success a lot for Adrian with how skilled they are on the forward position. But yeah, when it comes down to it, if their offense does kind of stumble up a little bit, it's such a kind of a relief to know you have a guy like DeContenay's back there to back you up on the defensive end. But with how explosive this offense is, he's rarely needed it, but when they have needed it, he's definitely been more than prepared to step up to the task.
Yeah, Cuddy, what do you think Adrian's key takeaways they need to in order to come out with a victory today?
Yeah, I think kind of the headliners are gonna need to come to play. Sebastian Smith and his brother Connor Smith have been great all season long, but especially in this tournament run, as well as kind of Dakota Bond and Henrik Overval. He's been so reliable on the defensive end for Adrian. And even Coach Estalos brought that up too, talking with Kibbe about how reliable Henrik Overval has been. But I think those guys are gonna have to come into play. But knowing that you're gonna get Minot State's best shot, Adrian's gonna give the Beavers their best shot as well. But kind of keeping their nerves, especially in the first 5-10 minutes of the game, is going to be huge. Not kind of making any silly mistakes or any silly mental errors is going to be big. Which is difficult because you're going to come in with a whole lot of nerves into the championship game. So I think controlling that's going to be a big key to start and get into the flow of the game.
Right, yeah. So Connor Smith, Sebastian Smith, on the year so far, 71 goals for Connor, 57 for Sebastian, and like you said, Henrik overall with 26 on the year. That's total points. That's racking up over 150 on the year. And you could basically say that these three are some of the best in the ACHA.
Yeah, and it's puts so much stress on the defense that they play when they have to go up against those three big guys on offense, because it's like pick your poison on who you kind of really center your focus on, and then usually that leaves someone open, and it's tough to just go match up man to man with them on the defensive end. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how the Beavers deal with that on the defensive end.
Yeah, so for right now, we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, and then Matthew Kibbe will take on over for play-by-play.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Welcome back inside ACTV here on the campus of Adrian College. Once again, I'm Patrick Smith. Alongside me, Ryan Cuddy. We're about set for a puck drop for the Adrian men's D1 ACHA team to face off in the national championship. Cuddy, any final words?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see this. Like we talked about before going to commercial break. It's the early game nerves. I think is going to be really interesting to look at. See how Adrian and Minot State both kind of deal with those pregame early game jitters. And see if any team can if they get a power play early, I expect either team to get very aggressive, really try to capitalize early on any mistakes from the other team.
All right, so Matt, we're going to set it on over to Matthew Kibbe. Ryan, appreciate it, and go Bulldogs. you were going?
No, like just now.
No, because we weren't connected to YouTube. We had to end it.
Oh, okay. So restart on that same link.
Yep.
Okay. Let me know when we're going. I'll bring it. I'll bring it in. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Just make sure you mute yourself when we go.
Yep. And you were going?
No, like just now.
Matt, you're on. No, because we weren't connected to YouTube. We had to end it.
Oh, okay. So restart on that same link.
Yep.
Okay. Let me know when we're going. I'll bring it. I'll bring it in. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Just make sure you mute yourself when we go.
Yep.
Sorry about the technical difficulties here from Marlborough, Massachusetts.
going?
Bulldogs in the midst of killing off a
No,
5-minute major.
now.
Minot
No,
State
'cause we weren't
has not been
connected
able
to
to do
YouTube.
much
We
here
had to end
except
it.
take a couple of big shots from each side. 8:30 left to
So
go here in
restart
the
on that
National
same link.
Championships first period. 5 seconds left on the Henrik Overval.
Okay.
On the Henrik
Let me know
Overval
when we go,
5-minute
and I'll
major,
bring it- I'll
as
bring it
the
in. You
net
don't have to
comes
worry
off of
about
its
it.
bearings,
Okay.
we'll see a face-off with 2 seconds
Just
left
make
for
sure
the
you mute yourself
Bulldogs
when we go.
for the
Yep.
second time this
Sorry about
weekend
the
are going
technical
to kill off
difficulties
a
here
5-minute
from Marlborough,
major,
Massachusetts.
barring
Bulldogs
a
in the midst of
face-off
killing off
shot.
a
5-minute
just
major,
now.
Minot
Again, I
State
want to
has not been
apologize
able to
for
do
our
much here,
technical
except take a
difficulties
couple
here
of
from
big
Marlborough,
shots
Massachusetts.
from each
Understand
side.
that
You
8:30
didn't
left
miss
to
a
go
whole
here in
lot.
the National
Except
Championships.
some
First
back and
period
forth chances.
5
No
seconds
goals
left on the
scored
Henrik Overval.
with 8:23 left to go in the
On the
first
Henrik
period
Overval
of a 5-minute
I want to give a
major.
huge shout out again to all those who texted me and let me know, as well as to Megan Abbey and Patrick Smith and Ryan Cuddy for figuring it out back in Adrian. We're back live on WVAC Adrian and on the Adrian College TV YouTube channel. Again, I want to apologize for Bulldogs kill off the penalty. Shot still in front, nobody on the backside for Minot.
They made another shot. It's almost tipped down, but the Cotton keeps a pad in the way. With 8:23 left to go in the first period.
Minot takes another backhand shot, goes over the shoulder of the Cotton. We'll see a face-off here. Megan Abbey and with 8:05 left to go, figuring it out in the first period of play on WVAC.
Shots on goal just 3-1 in favor of Minot State. They've controlled the first period of play because they had a 5-minute major to work with. Remember, folks, we'll stay with you here during the intermission. Patrick Smith, Ryan Cuddy going to have all the coverage here from this first period of play. They'll be able to give you a much better recap of what you missed through the first 12 minutes or so. Minot still on the attack here. Decotnes sends it over. Bond in the far side corner. Wraps it up to Stanko. Not able to get it out, though. Bulldogs take a shot in as it was eaten by Decotnes. And then it's sent out by Smith. Smith just lifts it as the Bulldogs get the threat taken away for just a moment, as Minot State has been over top of the Bulldogs as they take it away in the neutral zone. Connor Smith trying to get around 2 defenders. No, that's DeJulio. Now Smith on the far side. Minot State gets it back. The Beavers bringing it along. The captain for this team, Sheldon, takes a shot in, and it's going to go all the way back up to the left point. Bulldogs have it as they continue to have the offense not be able to get started here in this first period. Minot State controlling this game thus far. Back in. Shot whiffed on by the Beaver Henry, and it's going to go all the way down into their defensive zone. Fife takes it away at his own blue line. Then he has it taken away and pickpocketed by the Beaver. That was Arnold. Another shot misses, and it goes all the way back out. Beavers will have to reset on the far side of the ice. Dump in for the Beavers. Mott, the first one there, going up against the likes of Reese Henry. Another lift out of the defensive zone for the Bulldogs. It was Henrik Overval who just got done serving that 5-minute major. Only one penalty so far in this game, and it was the major to Overval. Bulldogs able to successfully kill it. That's their second time they have killed a 5-minute major this tournament. Long pass over. The Beavers trying to get it in with Drew Carter. Nothing going, though, as the Bulldogs keep it on the boards for just a moment. They thought they were going to have numbers. Sam Spate luckily behind Thornton to pick it up. He goes in the middle of the ice. Over to Sebastian Smith. Sebastian Smith, 4 goals this tournament. Tried to get it back to Gajkowski. Gajczewski. Back in. Nolan pokes it away. The captain, wearing the C for this Bulldog team, makes a big captain-like play. 5:45 left to go here in this first period of play, as the Beavers are now going to get called for a penalty, and the Bulldogs will head to their first power play here. It will just be a 2-minute minor for tripping
with 5:42 left to go. The Bulldogs now have a chance to change the level of this ice that so far has been favoring Minot State. Bulldogs on the season, 34% success rate on the power play. In this tournament, just 1 for 6. Penalty kill for Minot State, pretty good as well. 84% kill rate for the Beavers. The faceoff is going to be in the left wing side to Julio, not able to get it back, and the Bulldogs will keep it at the blue line, not allowing Minot to clear first. Still along the ball. Has it at the wall. On the left wing side, at the left point with Bond. Down low. DeJulio gets it back over. It hops over the stick of Dakota Bond, and they'll go all the way back in their defensive zone. Minute 40 left on the advantage for the Bulldogs. A scoreless game here in the national championship, where we've already seen 2 champions crowned. The men's Division III champion, the Michigan Wolverines, and then the Division II champions, the UMass Minutemen. 5:05 left to go here. Another shot in off the boards. Remember, folks, we've been talking about it all weekend long, how lively these boards are at the New England Sports Center. Under 5. A minute 15 left to go in the man advantage for the Bulldogs. They have it on the left wing side. Bond over to Smith. Smith rips one. It goes off the goaltender and into the protective netting. In the groan from the Bulldog faithful, as that looked like a golden opportunity to get a shot in. A minute 7 left on the man advantage for the Bulldogs. Connor Smith trying to break the record for points in a season by a Bulldog. It's 77. He's tied for that right now. Needs an assist or a goal, and then he'll stand alone as the all-time points getter in a season for an Adrian College Bulldog. That's on any team. Long pass over to Spate. Just hit over 100 career goals, one of only 3 players to do so. Up to Nolan. Nolan at the blue line. Goes to Sebastian Smith. Smith back to Nolan. Nolan long pass over. And the Bulldogs whiff on the shot attempt from Gajewski. Dump in. 28 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the Adrian College Bulldogs. 4:05 left in the first period of play. Shots on goal. Low but even. 4 for each team. Hatcher has it poked away at the blue line, and Minot gets it back. Into the offensive zone go the Beavers. This is on the stick of Drew Carter. Drew Carter lost it. Now Gajewski with it. Taking it up the right wing side of the ice. Goes up to Hatcher. The penalty about to expire for the Bulldogs as Hatcher takes a wrister, and stepping up from his defensive position was Cyrus Toth. Toth, one of the youngsters for this team that Coach Gary Estalos has talked so highly of this season, especially in this big moment of a national tournament. Paired up with his defensive partner, Nathaniel Mott. And they've been playing lights out, getting a lot of playing time here in key moments. Bulldogs go 0 for 1 on the power play here after not getting able to capitalize. DeCesare with it. He crosses over center ice. He backs it in to the offensive zone with a little bit of help from Cameron Armstrong, but the goaltender Anthony comes out of his net and plays it. It's on the left wing side of the ice for the Bulldogs. Armstrong pinned along the half wall, trying to get it back using the glasses advantage, but now it's in front of the Beaver bench. DeCesare lost it. Now Armstrong back with it. Minot uses the body to get a man off the puck. And it's back with Dakota Bond at his own blue line. Long pass up to Kent. Kent battling along. 2:43 left to go here in this first period of play. Scoreless between the Beavers and the Bulldogs. Kent finds it at center ice. Gives it over to Overval. Overval not able to hang on to it. Overval sends a shot in. It misses just wide of the net. Dylan Kent with it. Kent takes a wrister. Misses to the left side. Back over. Another shot behind. And then it's lifted and cleared away by the Beavers. But they have an odd man rush. Or one man, I should say, going after it. That was going to be Joey Moffitt. But it's lifted by Bond as Moffitt takes another shot. Moffitt has been good. He leads this team in points. 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 total points. He scored yesterday. He had the game-winning goal in overtime for the Minot State Beavers against Liberty. That got them here to this national championship game. He also scored back in the first game against U of M Dearborn when they won by a score of 8-0. Off the face-off, Stanko gets it back. Long pass over to Connor Smith on the right wing side. To DeJulio, left it there. Shot blocked. Smith gets it back, takes a wrister, another one blocked by a Beaver. They're willing to put their body in front of shots. DeJulio has it behind the net. Then it's taken away. DeJulio not happy that it was lost. 1:40 left to go, 100 seconds in this first period of play. Smith finds it and then gets taken down from the backside in the offside play. Minot dumps it in. Buchholz with it, lost it to Spate. Spate on the near side, goes over in front of the Bulldog bench, but it had too much on it for Stanko. Stanko almost took it off of a Beaver. 1:18 left to go here in this first period. Minot with it, looking for a shot. It's taken, it bounces off the boards. 1:11 left on this first period of play. Scoreless between the Minot State Beavers and the Adrian College Bulldogs. Spate on the forecheck, trying to be aggressive and get that puck back, but it's lifted out. Mott, the first man to it for the Bulldogs, goes over to Toth. Toth, long pass over. Bulldogs rolling 4 lines here in the early goings. Gajewski wraps it over the offensive zone, and Sebastian Smith, the first one on it for the forecheck. Looking for Sam Spate to help him out. He's the reinforcements. 3 Beavers, now 4 Beavers go after it in the corner. Up to Toth. Toth to Mott. Mott lost it off of his stick. Toth took a shot, and then it's a save by Anthony. 30 seconds left to go in this first period of play. Shots on goal now in favor of the Bulldogs, 5-4. Minot with it. Had it poked away. Defense so important in a championship game, and the Bulldogs and Beavers have it. Toth behind the net. Had it taken away off of the stick of Corain. Corain takes it and clears it away as the Beavers have it at the point, but they were offsides or maybe even a high stick call. 11 seconds left to go. This faceoff's going to go all the way back into the Minot defensive zone. So Bulldogs will have a faceoff play here with 11 seconds left, and Matt DeCesare taking it. DeCesare wins the faceoff back, but Minot gets in the middle and jumps the pass. Another shot in and a save by DeContney. He'll play it and let the timer run out in this first period of play. As the period comes to a close, the score 0-0, and with us missing about half the period, that gives Ryan Cuddy and Patrick Smith a lot to talk about here in this first intermission. Fellas, back over to you and Adrian.
Thank you, Matt. Welcome back to Adrian, Michigan, home on the campus of Adrian College on Adrian College TV. So, 1 period down, score 0-0. Cuddy, how are we looking so far?
Yeah, I think, we talked about kind of who would make the first mistake and if either team was going to be able to capitalize on the power play. Minot State had a great opportunity with the 5-minute major that went on to Overval. Luckily for Adrian, it wasn't a game misconduct for the contact to the head, but Adrian did a good job of killing off that power play. A long 5-minute one. Adrian then had an opportunity of their own, and I think that could have really flipped the momentum because the ice, as Kibbe was mentioning in that first period, was completely in Minot State's favor. Obviously, Bulldogs couldn't capitalize on their power play, but very evenly played. 5 shots to 4, and I think as the game goes on, Minot State might have be a little more comfortable in this kind of game. Obviously, coming off of 2 overtime games, Adrian, their offense has been so explosive this tournament. It's been a while since they've kind of been in a nail biter. So I think as the game goes on and if it remains close, I think that might be advantage Minot State, just with the experience that they've had over the past couple of days.
Right. And going back to that, I think going into this next period, Adrian's really I feel like they had too much turnovers, per se. I mean, there was a lot of going back and forth. I mean, that's what you're going to expect in a national championship. But otherwise, I think Adrian needs to settle down more a little bit, play their style of hockey, and that should open the floodgates for things.
Yeah, he's certainly on that offensive end. It seems like it just takes one to get them going. Obviously, you look at their semifinal game, I think it was 1 or 2-0 after the first period, and then I think it was like 7-2 after the second. So I think, just finding the rhythm on offense. Obviously, in a national championship game, it's going to take a little bit longer than maybe normal, per se, to get kind of into the flow and into the swing of things. It's going to be interesting to see the start of of the second period. They've had 20 minutes to kind of look at Minot State, see what they're doing. Going to be very interesting to see with what head coach Gary Estalos and crew does to kind of combat what Minot State's doing and get their high power explosive offense kind of some more and better looks in open ice.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to bring Matthew Kibbe in here real quick. Matt, what are you looking at after that first period right there?
Well, it was a really good period for the Bulldogs defensively. They had that 5-minute major that you guys talked about, and they were able to kill it. That's really important because this team has to rally around their defensive side. That's what Coach Estalos kept talking about. They need to be disciplined, but if they do get a penalty, they have to play really smart and eat pucks. Cameron Armstrong on the penalty kill is willing to put his body on the line and get in front of shots. On the other side, Minot State defensively has been really good as well. Bulldogs might not have had as many chances or as much offensive zone time, but when they've taken their chances, Minot State does the same thing and gets in front of shots. It's been a really interesting first period of play. I'll be interested to see the adjustments that each team's make in a scoreless affair.
So after the adjustments, like you just said, what do you think Adrian needs to do in order to at least take a lead here in the second period?
Well, they're attempting a lot of stretch passes. I would like them to take their time a little bit. They're trying to rush into the offensive zone because they don't feel like they're going to get a whole lot of chances against this Minot defense that suffocates them in their defensive zone. So if you can take your time, try and clear out from the behind the net, have some breakout plays, force Minot to get into some uncomfortable positions, there's a good chance that you can actually score once you set up your offense.
All right, thank you, Matt. We're going to come back into Adrian. Sorry again for everyone tuning in for earlier in the first part of the period. We had some technical difficulties, but for the next few minutes, we're going to take a short break, come back before puck drop.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside Adrian College Production House. I'm Patrick Smith, Ryan Cuddy. We just recapped the end of the first period of play between your Adrian College Bulldogs in the national championship all the way over in Boston. Matthew Kibbe calling play-by-play for all of you. But coming back from this commercial, Cuddy, what are we looking at stats-wise for Adrian?
Yeah, it's only 5 shots to 4. Adrian's got the favor in that category. But I think a lower as the game goes on, and if it is lower scoring, we talked about kind of how closer games, maybe at least at this point in the tournament, favor Minot State just a hair, just because they've experienced that. They've been in a sudden death situation in the semifinals and quarterfinals. But I think in a lower scoring game where you really got to use your defense to your advantage and kind of try to create maybe a little more kind of dirtier, greasier goals than you would have to normally, that also might favor Minot State. Adrian has just about 100 more goals than the Beavers on the season. So if Minot State is able to kind of limit their offense and keep it low scoring, that's definitely favoring them. And we've seen that in the first period, how swarming their defense is, especially once Adrian gets an opportunity in the offensive zone. They feel so rushed, and Minot State's doing credit to them because they have been doing a great job of making the Bulldogs feel rushed and feel like they have to create something. Yeah,
we've seen a lot of turnovers, back and forth hockey so far through the first period, and I honestly don't think this is what Adrian likes. I feel like they're out of their comfort zone a little bit because they're not putting up 8 goals. I mean, they still can, yeah, obviously, but after this first period, we do not see a lot of Bulldog hockey that it's scoreless after one period.
Yeah, no, certainly not, especially with this D1 club team. And Minot State's just swarming them and really giving them no room to breathe on the offensive end. It seems like they're just every time someone's trying to get loose in open ice, there's someone to kind of step up and man up on defense for the Beavers and really take away that puck. And that's where it's gonna be crucial for Adrian to kind of try to build some offensive rhythm, get a little bit offensive footing in Minot State's zone, at least in the first couple of minutes. Try to put the Beavers on the back foot because their defense certainly has Adrian on the back foot at the moment.
So for the next few 60 seconds, we're going to take another break, and then we're going to send it over to Matt Kibbe for the start of the second period. and welcome back to Adrian College here on the campus of Adrian College. Once again, I'm Patrick Smith, joined alongside me, Ryan Cuddy. Ryan, what are we going to look for in this second period?
Yeah, I think Kibbe really hit the nail on the head a couple of moments ago when he was talking. Adrian's really feeling like they're forcing stuff on the offensive end. They're not really taking what Minot State's giving them. I think they're going to have to kind of it might be simple like that, but take what the defense is giving them. They're doing a lot of stretch ice passes, really trying to get behind the Beavers defense, and that's kind of playing into Minot State's hands. Adrian feels like they have to kind of force the initiative and try to create something on offense, but it just hasn't been there. They're going to have to take the simple play, try to get bodies deep in the zone, try to create some havoc in the blue paint, and really try to make their defense uncomfortable and try to kind of flip the script and flip the ice a little bit, because for a good majority of that first period, it was certainly in the Beavers' favor. Obviously, a 5-minute major can help that and propelling that, but I think Adrian's gonna not make any sloppy mistakes, create any bad penalties, but then also just being able to create something on offense, get pucks deep, get pucks on net.
Right, yeah, I think going into the second period, like you said, and like what Matt said, I think Adrian really needs to slow things down, get into their offense, get into their rhythm, play Bulldog hockey a little bit. We talked about it earlier, Connor Smith leads the team with 71 points. I mean, that kid, he's going to get going at some point, and I think that's going to really open up the floodgates for Adrian, and possibly we'll see maybe some scoring into the third period.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird seeing a 0-0 game with this D1 club team with how explosive their offense is, but very interesting to see how they combat that in the second.
So just getting started for puck drop on the second period. We're going to send it out over to Matthew Kibbe. Matt, take it away.
Welcome back here to Marlborough, Massachusetts. 20 minutes up on the board, second period of action. Thank you so much, Patrick Smith and Ryan Cuddy. We'll talk to you in the second intermission. Scoreless game here between the Bulldogs and the Minot State Beavers, and it's been a good one thus far. With already 10 seconds gone in this second period, the Bulldogs and Beavers switch side. Bulldogs now going right to left on your radio dial. Minot State going left to right. Offense coming a little bit closer to me, sitting in this near side corner is on the stick of Kaloff, and Kaloff goes into the offensive zone for just a moment before giving it up to Arnold on the left wing side. It's now behind to Contney's, who's in net. He's already got 5 saves today. Both goaltenders actually have 5 saves, as it has been a low shot affair and obviously a low scoring affair here in this national championship for the men's Division I ACHA national tournament here in Marlborough, Massachusetts. 19-18 left to go here in this first period of play. You're listening to WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM and the Adrian College TV YouTube channel. I'm Matt Kibbe, excited to bring you this one live from Boston, Massachusetts. They're really just outside of it. I do want to give a shout out to Ian Went and Johnny Costello, who are listening. They're actually on their way out to Boston as well for the NCAA Frozen Four. That's happening at Endicott College this coming weekend. The Bulldogs taking on the University of New England in their semifinal matchup. I do know Alex Herman making the trip out with the ACTV crew. He'll have the audio-only call for you here on WVAC and on the Adrian College TV YouTube channel. But first, we're going to try and crown one national champion here on a Tuesday night with the Adrian College athletic program as an icing call on the Beavers. 18:55 left to go. One of the most interesting things here in Marlborough is there is an organ underneath the stands that is pumping music into the PA system here. It's just a really exciting matchup and just creates a great environment here for this national tournament. Long pass out. Another icing is going to be called here on the Beavers, and they'll bring it all the way back into the Bulldog offensive zone. They'll get to choose what side they want this face-off on. They're going to choose the right wing side. With 18:47 left to go, thought the discussion from Patrick Smith and Ryan Cuddy were really good during that intermission. Talked about how this team has been really in an uncomfortable position where they're playing with as arguably even matched of a team as they have seen all season long. And the only other ones that you could really argue were as closely matched were potentially Ohio, who was the number 2 seed. They beat yesterday by a score of 8-5, and Liberty, who they played 4 times during the regular season. 3 icings in a row here on Minot, and Adrian trying to get this offense going early. Some second period adjustments for this Bulldog team and head coach Gary Estelis, as well as assistant coach Doug Raymond. Beavers win the faceoff. They'll head in on the attack. Barley with it. Barley passed it to the left side, and now it's off on the winger. Bulldogs have it on the left side of the ice in the defensive zone. Now it's back on 2-on-1. Bulldogs onside. Shot taken. Rebound in front. Loose. Still tipped back, and it's at the point now with Dylan Kent. Dylan Kent can't hang on to it, and Brendan Stinko's going to have to go on his defensive back skate. Dakota Bond steps up. Another shot hits off of Bond. His left leg gets in the way of that one. Here with 2 minutes gone in the second period of action. Now DeCesare with it. DeCesare on his back skate. Gets taken down and hard into the boards. Behind the net. Slow to get up. Minot on the offensive push. They'll dump it in. DeCesare still down, and with Minot losing possession, that will give a whistle to the injured Matt DeCesare, and Emily Baldus, the athletic trainer, will come out and make sure Matt DeCesare is okay, as he's still slow to get up. We always talk about a highlight here as there's a low light. Emily Baldus, the former Adrian College softball player, now athletic trainer for the college. She's talking with DeCesare now, and Sam Spade also out there to make sure. Minot getting a chant going. DeCesare the first and slow to get up. He'll head back to the bench. Looks like he is all right, but we'll check back in to see if he comes back out for his next line change. Shots on goal here even. 6-6, 17:47 left to go in the second period of play. These two teams, again, so evenly matched. Bulldogs score almost 7.5 goals a game. Minot 5.5 goals per game. Bulldogs give up 1.18 goals per game. Minot 1.82 goals per game. These two teams defensively match up so well on paper, and so far on the ice, we're already seeing that. 17:35 left to go here in the second period. Bulldogs long pass over. Henrik Overval from the right wing side takes a shot, and Anthony gloves it. It was going to go to the glove side, short side, and miss, but Anthony gets a glove out, and he'll get a cover. Couple extra conversations between these teams as the face-off. And there's another hit. I didn't even see that one as it was back behind, and Clement was slow to get up. The athletic trainer came out, but Clement skated all the way back to the bench on his own power. So I believe it had to have been a hit into the boards, but it was on the near side closest to me, where difficult to see, especially with a stretch pass up to Overval. And now we'll see a face-off here. There was a penalty. So there's a penalty charge to Troy Hamilton. And the Bulldogs back on the power play for the second time here tonight. They missed the opportunity on their first. DeJulio takes a shot, rebound in front, still loose, and then kicked out, but Bond keeps it in at the blue line. Fife has it. Slides it to Bond. Bond can't hang on to it as it's knocked out of the zone, and the Bulldogs have to reset. Already 20 seconds gone in the man advantage. Bond with it in his own defensive zone, bringing it up the left wing side of the ice. He'll get into the offensive attack. Cut through 2 defenders. Move it. One-timer. Shot swipes in front of the net on a broken stick from Mateo DeJulio. Fife with it in the left face-off circle. Goes back into the slot. Takes a shot. Blocked by 2 Beavers and then cleared away. Bond goes for a smart change to let Nolan back on the ice, and a whole new line on for the Bulldogs here. 5 new skaters here with 16:38 left to go in the second period of play. 1:05 left on the man advantage here in the national championship game. Spate puts it in on the corner, and then it's back in the middle of the ice. Gajewski with it. Gajewski goes up to Sebastian Smith. Smith to Nolan at the point. Nolan again with it to Gajewski. Gajewski rips a shot. It's blocked. Thornton gets the rebound. Thornton trying to bring it up. He gets pinned along the boards. Now Sam Spate pushes it over, and then it's chipped out by Henry. No, correction, that's going to be Buchholz. 4 minutes gone here in the second period. 30 seconds left on the advantage for Adrian. They're already 0 for 1 today, trying to capitalize on the power play. Smith over to the far side into the corner. Back behind, Spate knifing away at it, able to get it back. Puts it in the middle with Smith. Smith backhand shot blocked in, tied up on a Minot skater. That was Kaloff who got a body in front of it, and then it escapes the zone. So Minot State going to kill off another penalty. Bulldogs 0 for 2 now on the power play. As Thornton goes in, takes a shot, goes over top of the net. Low glass, so somehow still hit the glass and not the netting. Only about 4 feet high. But it doesn't extend behind the net because of the protective netting that's in place. Puck behind the net now. Minot trying to get it out of their zone. Bulldog offense has really been good here in this second period, not allowing many chances for Minot. 5 minutes now gone as DeCesare gets it out of the corner. Needs a little bit of help from Hatcher. 4 Beavers are able to get it out, and Navrat gets it into the neutral zone. Navrat still trying to cut through 2 defenders and not able to. Sent into the offensive zone. 14:45 left. Offside for the Bulldogs. They're going to try and go for a quick change. Knocked over by Overval. Overval as it goes into the bench, and we'll see a face-off in what I believe will be the neutral zone. Henrik Overval talked to Coach a couple days ago about him as a player, and he said he's going to be one of the toughest seniors to lose, not just for this team, but in program history. He's such a great player on the ice, the Swedish sensation, as we like to call him. Played for Sweden in the university games and has just been really good. He's a guy that they can trust on the power play and on the penalty kill, on special teams, I really should say. And Coach Salos has a lot of trust in him, and even a better guy outside of the rink, in the classroom, on campus. Minot on the attack as Overval goes off the ice and brings on a new player. In the neutral zone now between the blue lines, Fife tips it over, but the Bulldogs were just offsides with Ethan Clemon. Clemon, 30 games played this season before the national tournament. 7 goals, 14 assists for the youngster. 14 minutes, 7 seconds left to go here in this second period of action. You're listening to WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM and the Adrian College TV YouTube channel. We're live in Marlborough, Massachusetts for the ACHA Men's Division I National Championship game. We're scoreless here between the Beavers and the Bulldogs. Minot State has it behind their net. Pollock with it. Pollock brings it up the middle of the ice. He has 2 wingers on each side. Puck in front and then cleared away. DeCotney's tried to stretch out and make a save. Luckily, Mateo DiGiulio and Brendan Stanko saw the loose puck where no Beaver was at and just rifled it down, taking the icing. A smart icing from the Bulldogs here with 13:39 left to go in the second period. Faceoff will be on their right wing side. The right faceoff circle. Faceoff won by the Bulldogs, but then taken away by Minot. The Beavers take a shot in. It hits off the boards and then goes right into the glove basket, the bread basket, I should say, of Noah DeCotney's, and he'll hang on to it for a faceoff. 13:33 left to go now. Mentioned in the early goings of the first period that these two teams have history. The last time they played in the national tournament was the national championship game that Adrian won back in 2021 by a score of 6-1. At the rate this game's going, it doesn't feel like we're going to even see that many goals. Shot in, and another save by DeCotney's. That was Buchholz who took the shot in and then had a rebound off the pads and took another one. So faceoff will be on the Beavers' right-hand side. And the faceoff is going to be taken by Sam Spate and Buchholz. Cleared out of the zone. Back into the middle of the ice. Go the Beavers as they collect it. In front of their own bench now, wrapping it all the way around the boards. Sheldon Nolan, the first one there to get it back. He'll go up to Sebastian Smith. There's another long stretch pass up to the likes of Gajewski, but not able to corral it in the middle. Now it's taken away by Smith. Smith doesn't have numbers, but is able to make a nifty move to get it into the near side or far side corner. Back up at the point. Thornton thought about stepping up, and then he finally does. A little bit of a late decision to elect to step up on that, but it works out in the Bulldogs' favor as it's all the way back behind their own net. Breakout play on the right wing side. Gajewski in the middle, has it taken away just for a moment before Thornton steps up and then loses it. Two Minot players tied up in their at the blue line, and they'll just send it in. Nolan, the first one to it for Adrian. 12:20 left to go here in this second period of play. Scoreless affair. Spate off the boards, uses the bench boards to get it into the offensive zone. Wholesale change for the Bulldogs. All five skaters fresh on the ice for Adrian. DeJulio battling for it along with Toth. Toth gets it back to DeJulio in front of their own goaltender, DeCotney's. Mott to Toth. Toth, long pass up to Smith. Smith taps it to DeJulio. DeJulio, wrister, misses. Side of that rebound in front. Puck still loose. Adrian trying to find it in a sprawling play by Drew Carter to get it away. Adrian had three prime chances in front of the net, but nobody could get a clean stick on it. Icing going to be taken here by the Beavers. With the pressure building from Adrian. Minot forced to take the ice. Adrian had three chances. DeJulio arguably had the best one, but the shot just missed short side. Now another face-off coming for the Bulldogs in their offensive zone. It will be on the left wing side, and Minot essentially got a timeout out of the delays. Shot from the blue line, taken away by the Beavers. Going in is Carter. Carter rips one, it's blocked, and then misses to the near side. It's in the corner. Battling for possession are the Bulldogs and the Beavers. 11:20 left to go here in this second period of play. Still scoreless. Shots on goal, 9-8 in favor of the home team, the Minot State Beavers. A long stretch in, and this is going to be an icing. DeCesare was going to try and race, but then the two Beavers made him think otherwise, and he let up a little bit to go all the way back into their defensive zone. Again, excited to have you along with us here on WVAC Adrian. Patrick Smith directing and hosting for us back in the Mitten State. Ryan Cuddy joining him as well, and they'll be talking to you in about 11 minutes for the second intermission. Hopefully they have a little bit more to talk about than they did in the first. Still scoreless, though. Hatcher along the half wall on the left wing side, trying to bring it back into the middle. He does. And Bulldogs again going for a quick change. Dylan Kent was left on an island with Sheldon Nolan, and now the Beavers into the offensive attack. They're on the right wing side of the ice, still going after it here. Bulldogs back into the middle. Tyler Fife, toe drag in, and it just misses off the goaltender. Rebound in front of the net. Puck still loose. It falls to the side. Back up to the point, kept in by Thornton. Thornton to Nolan. Nolan with a wrister, blocked in front by the body of Pollock. Pollock has it, and the Beavers finally able to clear it out of their zone. The Bulldog pressure continues to mount. Bulldogs check up on side. Connor Smith, no, that's Henrik Overval coming in, forcing the Beavers to try and break out. Tied up, Henrik Overval trying to get it back. Long pass in. It's going to turn into an icing as it was a attempt to get Reed Arnold all alone in the offensive zone, but it just had too much on it coming back from the defenseman Wade Jonason. And with exactly halfway through this contest, 10 minutes up on the board, 30 minutes of play down, 30 to go, we are still scoreless in the national championship game. Minot wins the faceoff. Jonason, long up. Now it's on the stick of Arnold. Arnold gets hit at the blue line. That's where it's tied up and not loose just yet. Back over Minot sends it to the far side corner. 9:40 left to go here in this second period of play. Minot has it in the far side corner, trying to bring it back behind the net. Bulldogs have it on their left wing side. It's at the right point for Minot now. At the blue line, dumped in behind and in the far corner. Mott finds it for the Bulldogs on the half wall, uses the dasher board to his advantage, and then a long stretch pass. Gajewski wins the race, takes a shot off of it. Blocker save for Anthony, and then another clear. Bulldogs don't have any defensemen back on the line change. Icing called off. They were going for a change, and a long stretch pass let the Beavers beat the icing call, but the Bulldogs get back just in time with Dakota Bond, and I believe Toth. Wraparound shot. Puck still loose. DeCotney's has to step up. Makes a save off the boards, and the Minot Beavers still have it. Launched into the offensive zone. Buchholz has it. Bulldogs could use a clear. It falls out of the zone. The Beavers will have to check up. Bulldogs can slow down the pace just for a moment. Bond knocks it off. Hits off the glass. Sam Spate finds it. He'll chip it out of the zone with a little bit of a loft pass. Sebastian Smith on the forecheck, trying to get it back just for a moment, but then it's sent back in. Bond clears it into the middle of the ice, right at center ice. Sebastian Smith takes it off of his skate and then puts it into the offensive zone. Bulldogs in the midst of another change, another stretch pass, and this is going to be an icing called off. Somehow, the Beaver beat it. 8:10 left to go here in the second period of play. Bulldogs, another chip, and these two teams just exchanging long stretch passes. Stanko finds it, but the Bulldogs are offsides. They find the puck in the middle. DeJulio with it. They'll settle it down. DeJulio goes up to Stanko. Cross in the middle by Smith. Smith all alone takes a shot off the back. He just missed to the left side. No call coming as he takes a big hit into the boards. He'll get up and will play on. Bulldogs faithful not happy about not getting the call on Connor Smith as he was hit in the boards after taking the shot. 7:35 left to go here in this second period of play. Back in, Hatcher on the attack. Thornton steps up. He's going to go back up to the blue line. Armstrong pestering for a moment against Drew Carter. Carter is able to chip it away. Then it's still tied up. Bulldogs get it back. They'll send it back into the offensive zone. A couple of defensemen go for a change. Remember, the Bulldogs here in this second period are on the long change for their defense units. Into the offensive zone go the Beavers. Hatcher finds it. Hatcher, stretch pass, looking for Armstrong. He doesn't have a whole lot of energy, but Cesare does, and he's able to beat off the icing. Now Toth with it. He leaves it behind the net for Armstrong. Armstrong has his stick lifted, and it goes to the far side. Bulldogs, Hatcher takes it away, but then it's poked just out of the zone, and the Bulldogs have to check up back on side. Armstrong was going to go back in on the attack, but makes a smart move to go and get some fresh skates. Sheldon with it. Bulldogs in on the forecheck, an aggressive forecheck as the Beavers try and break out. Tied up in the neutral zone. Henrik Overval gets it back. Overval in on the right side, or actually his left side, but the Bulldogs and Clement are just off sides. And we'll see a face-off here with 6:16 left to go in this second period of play. This game still scoreless, but action starting to pick up. After trading dump-ins back and forth, these two teams, now the Bulldogs starting to feel it offensively, but still nothing to show for it. One of the better chances as that one stopped by Overval as Minot State was trying to clear it away. Fife steps up on the forecheck, cut in front of the crease. That was Pollock, and then the Beavers try and get it out once again. Overval whacks it into the offensive zone. Beavers send it back out, and they're going to get called for another icing here with 5:53 left to go. Let us know where you're listening from here today, as it's the ACHA Men's National Championship game between Adrian and Minot. You can find me on social media, PXPKibbyMatt. With 5:52 left to go. You can also find Ryan Cuddy and Patty Smith on Twitter as well. Overval tried to take a shot. Two Beavers blocked it. Bond tries to swat it down with the glove, and then he's able to get past his Peterson. Peterson rips one, and DeCotney's sees the shot, makes the save with the chest. And as Bond tried to swat that down at the blue line, it created enough space for Josh Peterson to go and find that puck at the red line, the center line, and go in and take a quick shot. DeCottney's was ready for it, though, and makes a big save. 5:35 left to go in this second period of play. Bulldogs win the faceoff, and it's back in the near side defensive corner for them. Remember, they're going right to left on your radio dial. This 200 feet length of ice, that one hits off the low-hanging roof. One thing about this arena is the roof is quite low, and there's also a scoreboard in the middle, so if you're going to try and take a long clear attempt, you can't do it down the middle of the ice. You have to do it on one of the wings, and even then, you still have to take some off of it because you cannot get it nearly as high. Even the rink at Adrian, Arrington Ice Arena, has a higher roof than here. The only thing you have to deal with there is the banners. All the banners here in Marlborough hang above the stands. Face-off win. DeCottney shovels it to the far side after the shot from the Beavers. 5:10 left to go in this second period of play. Bulldogs have it. Behind their net, breakout pass into the middle of the ice, taken away between the blue lines by the Beavers. Long pass over. This is Kaloff who sent it in. Now the Beavers on the attack. Another shot in, hits off the side, bounces in. Sprawling is DeCottney's. That's an important play by the goaltender for the Bulldogs. Again, can't stress it enough. These boards are so bouncy that any chance one puck goes behind you or misses wide, if it has enough on it, it will bounce back in front of the goaltender. DeCottney's has done a good job of turning his body at the right times to get a cover and a face-off. And with 4:54, we'll see another face-off on the left wing side for Minot State. Last game of the weekend here in the ACHA tournament. All 5 divisions were in play. We've already crowned 4 national champions. Trying to make it 5 here. We will make it 5. We just don't know exactly when or exactly who it will be quite yet, with the score still at zeros, tied up. Back in the middle. Pass just missed and blockered away by DeCottney's as that shot came from the blue line. Minot State has been trying really hard to get into the middle of the ice, but the Bulldogs have had anchored defensemen there to keep it out. Another shot slides in front of the face of DeCottney's. He calls out to let him know that the backside had a player still waiting. The Bulldogs take account for him and then clear it away. DeCottney so vocal on the ice for this Bulldog team, a really important aspect of his play. Carter into the offensive zone. Gets checked up by Toth at the blue line. He took his stick with him. So there's some lumber just in the middle of the ice now. Stanko crosses a man over. He'll skate in as they'll go for a change. Rips one and it's blocked by Pollock. Stanko, the lone skater for the Bulldogs. Now he gets some reinforcements with Nass Hatcher. Hatcher chips it into the middle. Stanko gets taken down. Bulldogs still have possession of it. DeCesare puts it down for Stanko in the middle. No Bulldog in that slot, though, and the Beavers will get a clear. Dylan Kent finds it, crosses from his right defensive position to the left, and just off sides was DeCesare. So we'll see a face-off come back into the neutral zone between the Bulldogs and the Beavers with 3:29 left to go in the second period of play. What a fun game so far. Just haven't had any goals to make it even more exciting. And as the period winds down, the second intermission gets harder and harder for Ryan Cuddy and Patrick Smith to talk about, with nothing really going for either team. 3:15 left to go now in this second period. Shots on goal super low for each of these teams, who average over 45 shots a game. 3 minutes left. Shots on goal 11-11. There's been some shots, but they just haven't been on goal. They've missed wide. I'd be curious to see what the actual shots number is. Shots attempted. Stanko gets hit from the back. No, that was Clement. Settled down by Anthony. And then picked up by Johansson. Johansson is forced out to the left side. He'll bring it up now the middle. And then lift it into the offensive zone. Sheldon there as the forecheck goes for the Beavers, and the pestering in that corner, broken out and on the side of the net as the Beavers score first. From behind the net, they center it into the middle, and they finally put a player there to knock it in. This goal scored by Minot State. And Josh Peterson. An even strength goal with 2:25 left to go here in the second. Josh Peterson, that's his first goal of the tournament, a big one for number 17. So now the Bulldogs, down by a goal, will have to get the offense.
Welcome back to Adrian College. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everyone, but we're back. Just recapping the second period, about to get set for third period puck drop, but Minot State scored. They're up 1-0. Cuddy, what are we looking at from Adrian?
Yeah, I expect a very energetic, very fiery, feisty bunch coming out in the first 5 minutes of this third period. It's going to be interesting to see. Adrian going to have to put a lot of pressure on this Minot State defense to try to get a breakthrough.
Yep. Ending the second period, Connor Smith had an opportunity to tie the game up at 1 apiece. Unfortunately, hit the crossbar, and now we're looking at a 1-0 deficit for the Bulldogs, chasing their second national title in 3 years. We're going to head it over to Matt Kibbe for the start of the third period. Enjoy it all.
Already 25 seconds gone here in this third period of play. Face off at center ice. 1-0 is our score here between Minot State and Adrian College. As they had an early shot here going, and Ryan Cuddy and Patrick Smith were very adamant about the fact that this offense is knocking on the door during that intermission. Talking to you folks on WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM, as well as on the Adrian College TV YouTube channel. Live audio coverage of the ACHA Men's Division I National Championship game. Connor Smith takes a shot, and it feels like he's been knocking on the door all tournament long. A lot of teams, a lot of players knocking on that door, and the entire offense knocking on the door of the big house that is the National Championship game. 18:57 left to go here in this third period of play. 1-0 is our score in favor of Minot State. And, when you look at these teams, how strong they are defensively, this storyline makes sense. A 1-0 game for either team would have been what you would expect going into the third period, but it's exactly what we got, which I think is what we didn't expect. You never really expect the expected to happen. It's always expect the unexpected, and today the storyline holds true. In the middle, Bulldogs take a shot, coughed up the rebound, did Anthony. He's been doing that every time. You got to think that the Bulldogs are going to take advantage of one of those coming up here in this third period. Down by just one, they have 90 seconds gone by in the third period. Minot State gets their first clean offensive charge for this third, and then it's taken away by the Bulldogs. Gajewski with it. Gajewski into the offensive zone. Puts on a move, gets by a couple of defenders, but now it's behind the net. Wrapping behind, Sam Spate with it. Spate brings it over to the left wing side. Nolan steps up, takes a shot. It misses wide of the net. Glove side wide, and then Minot gets it back and lifts it into the stands. It goes off the roof, and it will be collected by the locker room with 18:04 left to go in this third period of play. Face-off will be on the right wing side in this offensive zone face-off for the Bulldogs. DeCesare is going to be the one responsible for taking it. Puts on a move, gets it by. Thornton keeps it in at the blue line. Had to jump off of the ice to get a glove up and put it back down. On the far side corner, bringing it up. Minot clears it away for just a moment, and then Bulldogs send it right back in on the attack. Armstrong, the first one in. Armstrong gets taken into the middle of the ice with no puck in his possession. Back out. Minot has it. They cleared away. Bulldogs keeping the pressure on early here in this third period as Sheldon Nolan gets it into the offensive zone. Wanted to go for a change, has to hang back. Nolan now able to go with Minot hanging on to it behind their own net. Long pass over. Shot in. DeCotney's uses a blocker to get it to the near side corner. Back with Thornton. Thornton uses a pass to get it up to Hatcher, but it goes all the way off of the boards and out of the defensive zone of the Bulldogs. DeCotney's covered it for a moment, then played it. Thornton brings it up the middle of the ice. Gets whacked from behind in the middle of the ice now and then crosses into the offensive zone. Henrik Overval puts it to the near side corner as Thornton will finally go for a change. Minot still with it behind the net. Henrik Overval on the forecheck. Now Fife comes in to try and help him, and that pass goes into the middle at center ice. Minot in on the attack, hanging on to it. The goal scorer, Josh Peterson on the forecheck. Bond has to step up and make a play. Kent with it, goes in front of Noah Zakotny's on the right wing side. Now he'll bring it up. Crossing over his own blue line. Now the center line. Now the offensive blue line. And then taken away by Minot before the body of Clement is delivered to somebody else. Bond gets tripped up trying to enter the zone. Bulldogs still have it. You can feel them. The wheels are turning here for the offense, but nothing to show for it quite yet. 4 minutes gone here in this third period of play. Bulldogs down by a goal to Minot State. Neither of these teams defending champions or even played in the championship game last year. Minot was upset by Ohio in what was a first-round game for that team. The 15th seed Ohio took them down before Adrian kicked them out of the tournament, but last year, Adrian lost in the semifinals to the eventual champion, the Lindenwood Lions, before they moved on to NCAA Division I. And now these teams trying to write their history and get another national title to their credit. It would be Minot's third. It would be Adrian's third. Puck gets tied up, and Adrian won the national title in 2017-2018, and then in 2020-2021 they took down this Minot State Beavers team in Marysville to win that national championship. Minot State won a natty in 2012-13, and then right after the year after Adrian won their first national title, Minot State won their second. It was the 2018-2019 season. Puck is going to go back behind DeCotney's, plays it to the near side wall. Mott delivers a hit in the boards, and then pestering is Toth. Toth has it now and then taken away by the Beavers. Up with Carter. Carter leaves it back at the corner. This is a good move put on by Carone. Carone has it. DeCotney's whacks it out from in front of his net. Deco so active. Noah DeCotney so active in his crease for this Bulldog hockey team. As Stanko gets it out of the zone, Minot goes in. Now Spade off of the bench, puts it in. And on the attack go the Bulldogs before it's quickly taken away. And then Carter wraps it around the half wall all the way behind to the far side ice. Nolan steps up in the middle. DeCotney's has it cross in front of his face. He punched at it, but he didn't really make contact with it. Puck comes out in front of the net, but no Beaver saw it. Another one goes over the shoulder of DeCotney's. Gajewski into the offensive zone. No, he gets tied up in the neutral zone after it looked like he had a clear path in. 14:30 left to go in this third period of play. Pass into the middle of the ice with Smith. Smith leaves it for Spade at the left point. Now it's back behind the net with Smith. Sebastian Smith, that is. Sebastian Smith has 4 goals here in this tournament. Bulldogs need another one from him or somebody, maybe an unsung hero of sorts. Sebastian Smith takes a shot. It hits off of Anthony. Back in. Another shot trickles through, but it hits off the defenders. Big hit coming and a delayed call on the Beavers, and the Bulldogs once again going to the power play here with 14:05 left to go in this third period of play. Bulldogs are 0 for 2 on the power play. Emily Baldus, the athletic trainer, coming back onto the ice. I didn't see the number that got taken down, so trying to get a look at that. And we'll see if this turns into more than just a 2-minute major or 2-minute minor. We already saw that it was. We already saw a 5-minute major on the Bulldogs. Now it's back in the officials talking about it. Gajewski is the player receiving attention for the Bulldogs, with athletic trainer Emily Baldus having it, and the conversation still happening amongst the officials. 14:05 left to go here in this third period of play, and with Gajewski still down and the officials still talking about it, I'm hoping Ryan Cuddy and Patrick Smith are listening. And actually, he's getting up, so I was going to send it back to the studio for a little bit of an update, give him a little bit more time to talk, but it looks like Gajewski is heading right to the locker room, or at least heading back towards the bench, and now it is just a 2-minute minor on Wade Johansson. And Gajewski is gingerly heading to the bench with help from Sebastian Smith. So just a 2-minute minor. A 2-minute minor for boarding, and Bulldogs, even though it is a power play, not the 5-minute major they might have expected, got to take advantage of it here, down by a goal. 14 minutes left to go. 5-on-4 for the next minute and 50 seconds. Noah DeContinys has it. He leaves it for Dakota Bond. Bond to Fife. Fife back to Bond and back into the left side for Stanko. Stanko scored a power play goal yesterday. That was against Ohio. Stanko in front of the net. Rebound comes out off of this pad of Anthony. Stanko so good at getting from behind the net to in that slot area. Smith takes one. It goes over the net. Back up to Bond at the left point. Bond getting pestered by Beavers. Beavers trying to build a dam in front of their net. Bond with it. Loses it. And now a quick outlet pass to Fife on the right point. Fife goes over to the left with Smith. Smith back down to DeJulio. DeJulio has it fall off of his tape and kicked up by Smith at the blue line, and then a 2-on-1 for the Beavers. Sheldon Nolan, the lone defenseman. Pass taken. DeCottney stretches, and he makes a save. Puck still loose in front of the net. Cleared away by Sheldon Nolan to the near side boards. What a play by the captain to keep this game at 1-0. Minot with it, killing off the penalty as they just launch it down the length of the ice back onto the stick of Sam Spate. Bulldogs have 30 seconds left to go, almost giving up a shorthanded goal, but Noah DeCottney and Sheldon Nolan protecting the cage with all they got. National championship on the line. Back over to Smith on the left wing side. Puts on the brakes. Gets it up to Nolan at the left point. Nolan will put it back in. It's topped by a Beaver in front, and that was the body of the Beaver. That was Reese Henry. Actually, correction, that's going to be number 18, Jay Buchholz. And the Bulldogs aren't able to score. Now 0 for 3 on the man advantage, and that was a dangerous penalty for the Bulldogs, almost giving up the shorthanded goal, but this game remains 1-0. Bulldogs have it. Mott slides it to Thornton. Thornton rips one, bounces off the boards and back into the middle. Mott will step up from his blue line, down low in the right faceoff circle, hangs onto it, back over to Thornton. Thornton, wrister in front, another one off the pads and into the far side boards. Smith to Thornton. Thornton rips one again, off the pads of Anthony. Then lifted out by the Beavers. This is going to turn into an icing. Thornton the first one there, and we'll have icing going all the way back into the Bulldog offensive zone with 11:30 left to go here in this third period of play, the final period of the season. You're listening to WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM, the home of Bulldog Athletics, and a lot of hockey coming your way here on WVAC this week. DeCesare off the face-off, has it tied up in that left face-off circle. The Bulldogs end up with it, but it hits off of a Minot Beaver. Mott with it. Wrister off the pad and off maybe the side of the net. Minot trying to clear it again. Mott keeps it in at the blue line. Back in. Alec Damon hits it off of his skate and then into the near side boards. Beavers get it out. They'll go for a change, a much-needed change as they've been on the ice for about a minute and a half. Mott finds it on the near side board, uses the boards to get it up to Damon. Now it's back with him in their defensive zone. Toth with it. Toth takes a long pass. It's tipped into the offensive zone, and Bulldogs will go for their own change. 10:50 left to go here in this third period of play. Play getting physical on the ice as it's passed over to Clement. Clement gets hip checked at the blue line. Over to Carter for the Beavers. Carter in on the left wing side of the ice, and Kent bodies him off of it and takes that puck back. Loses it in the slide, and then Fife just gets it up to Clement. Clement has it hit off of his stick, and then he's going to put on a move and gets taken down. Beavers get it back in their far side corner with 10 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the contest. 1-0 lead for Minot. Pass in, poked away by Dakota Bond. Bond was coming back and split the two offensive wingers as that one falls in, goes out of play. Somebody can take a souvenir home if they want it. With 10:10 left to go, pace of play picking up here in this third period. Shots on goal, 15-14, led by the Bulldogs, and need some more from Adrian if they want to get back into this game. Just got to try and get one goal on the board, and then maybe you could see the floodgates open for the Bulldogs. 10 minutes even left to go here in this third period of play. Smith, long pass over to Stanko in front of their own bench. Stanko gets tied up in the neutral zone, and then the body of Brody Thornton has to put it up. Smith over to DeJulio, and then knocked away by a Beaver. That was a smart play by the captain, Davis Sheldon. Now going on the attack. Beavers have been aiding to the side of defense here as Sheldon takes a quick shot and then blockers it away by DeCottney's. Stanko getting in and off the pad of DeCottney's, and then a move put on. Stanko has it tied up at the blue line, and the Beavers get it back. 9:20 left to go here in this third period of play. The Bulldogs fighting to get a goal. Toth with it. Low-scoring affair here in this one. Just one goal in the game. It goes to the Beavers courtesy of Josh Peterson with 2:25 left to go in the second period. Bulldogs waiting for fresh skates to get on the ice. Gajewski back on and breakout play on. Sam Spate waits in the middle of the ice at center ice. Sebastian Smith has it in front of the benches, gets it through, heads in, gets around a player, all alone, takes a shot, it's over the net. A golden opportunity for Sebastian Smith, but it just had too much on it and goes over top the net and into the protective netting. We'll see a face-off here with 8:53 left to go. One of the most golden opportunities the Bulldogs have had tonight. Face-off won by the Bulldogs at the left point. Down low now in the far side corner. Minot trying to clear it away. They poke at it. They're not able to. Now it's blocked. What a block by the Beavers. That was Eric Soar who got in the way of it. Spate takes it away in the neutral zone. Trying to get it across the blue line. Not able to. Minot gets it back on the stick of Josh Peterson. Peterson slides it in. A far side shot misses from Buckles. And then Gajewski in the middle. Gajewski at center ice. Bats it in, but it's taken away by the Beavers. Soar had it taken for just a moment. Actually, that was Henry. And now Mott settles it behind his goaltender, DeCottney. Fresh skates for all the ice skaters on this Bulldog team. Mott waiting for his replacement. Goes over to Armstrong. Armstrong in front of the boards. Gets in on side. Armstrong rips a shot. It's off the iron. Another one peppered on net. 7:50 left to go here in this third period of play. Bond takes a shot. Misses in front of the net. Then Minot gets it back and clears. Kent has it at his own blue line. Tap pass over to Nass Hatcher. Didn't have enough on it. He has it tied up in front of the penalty boxes. 7:30 left to go in the regulation. 1-0 is our score in favor of the Beavers of Minot State here in the ACHA Men's Division I National Tournament. Listening on WVAC 107.9 FM Adrian. I'm Matt Kibbe bringing you this one live from Boston, Massachusetts. Dylan Kent in the right face-off circle, goes up. It's tied up between the blue lines. Minot gets it back with 7:15 left to go in the regulation. Bond tried to kick at it, couldn't get a good stick on it. DeCotney's comes way out of his net to play it. He gets almost tied up with his own player, but it's out of the zone now, and Minot way offside, so the Bulldogs will get it back. Brody tries to get around. Bulldogs starting to feel it here with under 7 to go. Minot just gets it in, and they'll just keep it away from their goaltender and force Bulldogs to try and break through their press. Kent gets around a man. Crosses over the center line, dumps it into the offensive zone. Chase on for the Bulldogs. Clement tried to knock it over into the slot area, but couldn't get to it first. Lifted up in the air. Thornton, the first one to grab it. Back over, Henrik Overval, the forward here as the one-timer shot misses wide. Nolan, the captain, finds it. The captain, Nolan, has it. Clement takes it away. Clement on the left wing side, brings it back into the middle with Thornton. Thornton to the right wing side, uses the boards to go up to Overval. Overval tried to whack it into the offensive zone and didn't have enough on it. Now taken away by Clement. Clement wraps it around the boards. Brendan Stanko going to be the first one there for the Bulldogs, but quickly taken away by Braden Pollock. 6 minutes left to go here in regulation. 1-0 the score. Lifted around the penalty box and stays in the neutral zone. Thornton in his own defensive zone. Goes up to Stanko. Stanko puts on a move, hangs out at the right point. Top offensive corner for the Bulldogs. Now Smith behind the net. Smith whacks at it. It goes up in the air. He's still pestering, puts a body on a man. Takes him down. Minot, though, with possession of the puck. It was knocked down by a Bulldog, and we're going to see a face-off come in as Mott touches it with the high stick hand in the air. Because it was an Adrian high stick and Adrian touched it, that brings the face-off all the way back in their defensive zone. With 5:36 left to go here in regulation. Bulldogs need a goal. Down by just one, trying to answer here. And needing something to go. Face-off on the right wing side of the ice. Face-off infraction on DeJulio. He gets it tied up. And then it's on the stick of Stanko. Stanko puts it in on net. It's off the pads, and Stanko has it hit off the protective netting. So the Bulldogs will, 1, be able to go for a change, and 2, actually they won't be able to go for a change. But 2, it's an offensive zone face-off. Minot State serves as the home team, being the number 1 overall seed, so they have last line change. Face-off on the left wing side. 5:28 left to go in the contest. Bulldogs desperately in need of a goal. Stanko has it off the right wing side. Now it's back in, and then Minot clears it, but it's going to turn into icing. Bulldogs race for it. 3 Bulldogs come all the way in, and it's going to go all the way back into the offensive zone of the Bulldogs with all 5 skaters staying on the ice. DeJulio, Smith, Stanko, the forwards. The freshmen Mott and Toth are the defensemen here in this game that is at a pivotal point with 5:19 remaining. The goal came with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the second. Ever since then, that's where we've sat. 1-0 the score in favor of Minot State. Bulldogs battling for a national championship. That hit off the bench, and we're going to see a face-off in the neutral zone. Bulldogs will go for a line change, as will the Beavers. Shots on goal, 17-15 in favor of Adrian. 5:05 now left to go in the contest. Spate off the face-off draw. Tried to get it into the offensive zone, but Minot won it back, and they dump it into the offensive zone. DeCotney's pushes it to a corner. Kent tries to lift it out. Gajewski there as well. Gajewski poking away at it. Now Kent using a body. Dakota Bond steps up to help out, and Kent will find it behind his net. Tries to slice it into the slot area. Nobody home for the Beavers as they send it back into the near side corner. Now Kent again battling for it, and now over to Gajewski in the right wing side. He goes up to Spate. Spate whacks at it for just a moment, and then it is sent back in by the Beavers. Kent has it. Again, The Beavers are content with playing keep away from the Bulldogs as that one comes all the way off, and a nice snag by the fan in front. It was off the glass that are the windows here at the New England Sports Complex, or Sports Center, I should say. And now with 4 minutes and a quarter left, Bulldogs send back out the DeJulio, Stanko, and Smith line. This line has produced all season long for them. Smith leads this team in points with 77. Thornton has it. Thornton back into the middle with Smith. Smith trying to take a long stretch past to Stanko, but it hit off a Beaver so that no icing will be called. Stanko in. Stanko has it behind the net. Stanko battling for it with DeJulio. Connor Smith looming in the center of the ice, center of the offensive zone before the Beavers take it away. 4 minutes left to go here in this national championship game as the Beavers are off sides, and we're going to see a face-off here. .356 left to go here in regulation. Minot leads by a score of 1-0. Stick lifted. Thornton gets it back. It hit off a stanchion and stayed in the Bulldog defensive zone. Up to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to get it back into the middle to Cesare, and then it's knocked out by the Beavers, who are just doing everything they can to keep it away from their goaltender, Anthony. Thornton settles behind his net. Breakout play on once again for the Bulldogs. Long pass over to Armstrong. Armstrong brings it back to Matt Hatcher. Hatcher to the captain, Nolan. Hatcher has it knocked away off of Nolan, and Thornton finds it at his own blue line. Tipped into the offensive zone. De Cesare scored a goal yesterday. Trying to do it again off the pad. And then a cover by Anthony with 3:11 left to go here in this third period of play. Shots on goal, 18-15. Sam Spate on the ice now with Dylan Gajewski. Spate on the draw. Tied the faceoff up for a moment. It's going to go all the way back between the blue lines. Mott up to Spate. Spate at center ice. Goes over to Gajewski. Gajewski slides it over to Sebastian Smith on the right wing side. It's up at the point now. Minot just pokes it out of their zone. Mott's the first one there. Mott to Toth. Toth back into the middle with Spate. Spate ties it up. Lost it at center ice. 2:50 left to go and counting for the Bulldogs. Spate back into the middle with Gajewski. Gajewski loses it. Spate finding it. No, that's Smith. Smith has it in the corner. Gets hit along the boards. Smith still with it. Smith trying to find where to go with it. Puts it behind the net. Gajewski goes over to Spate. Spate back up to Toth. Toth one-timer and a glove bound by Anthony. Puck movement becoming so vital for the Bulldogs here with 2:24 left to go in the game. Bulldogs looking for any give to put one in the back of the net. Bulldogs are going to use their timeout here with 2:24 left to go. And with that timeout, would love to bring in Patrick Smith and Ryan Cuddy back in the studio and Adrian to talk about the rest of this third period.
Yeah, Matt. So, Cuddy, so far, Adrian down 1-0. Cuddy, with two minutes left. What do they need to do?
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see when head coach Gary Estalos pulls Ducatini. It's going to be you got to expect that's coming soon. Coming out of this timeout. I mean, I'm wondering if he's already going to bring out 6 skaters or see with what happens with this face-off. But you got to try to get pucks deep, try to get pucks and shots onto Anthony. Hopefully you can get a rebound. But yeah, defensively, Minot State's doing a great job. They're being very aggressive with these Adrian skaters and really kind of not allowing them any room in the offensive zone to work with.
Yeah, we should expect Ducatini to come out and add that extra attacker on in the upcoming minutes if Adrian can't find anything so far. But I feel like this period so far, they've been throwing a lot more pressure on.
Yeah, we've seen the pressure's been there. The offense has been there. They've done the right things. But it's just the defense has been right place, right time for Minot State. Anthony's been stellar behind the net and not allowing many rebounds that we saw in the first period. He's cleaned that up. He's adjusted really well with these Adrian shooters. But yeah, you just gotta try to get pressure on net. This face-off is going to be huge for Adrian, especially if you can cleanly win it and get to Cottony's off ice quickly is going to be crucial.
Matt, back to you.
2 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in this third period of play. The net is empty for the Bulldogs. Shot in off the side. 6 skaters on for Adrian here with a 1-0 deficit trying to overcome. Kent has it off of his stick. Going way after it here. Now Bond has to protect the net with Minot having possession of it in the middle of the ice. Under 2 to go. DeCesare has it tied up. Needs some help. Has it taken off the puck. Now DeJulio into the offensive zone, but the Bulldogs were offsides. They have to give possession back. Knocked down by DeJulio. Nolan into the offensive zone. Puts it in on attack. 6 skaters on for the Bulldogs. 90 seconds left to go in the season. Back behind. Shot. Misses wide of the net. Back up to the point. Thornton can't hang on to it. It escapes the zone. Getting tied up. Bulldogs trying to find it. Minot's offside. Nolan loses an edge. Minute 14 left to go here. Now a minute 11 left to go in the contest. Bulldogs send it in on the attack. Minot gets it back. Minute 5 left to go. They just lift it out. It's all the way down the length of the ice. Minot's going to take an icing here as Nolan's the first one to it. So the Bulldogs will get an offensive zone faceoff with exactly 61 seconds left to go. Connor Smith telling Coach Estalos, leave me on the ice. Signing away the line change. And Coach Estalos agrees with him and says, go and get this one. Sam Spate taking the faceoff here. Faceoff will be on the left wing side of the ice. Bulldogs win it, but they win it straight back into their defensive zone. 55 seconds left. Bulldogs need something to give. Bond with it on the left wing side. Cross ice to Spate. Spate crosses over the center line, wraps it all the way around. Anthony comes way out of his net, leaves it back there for his players. 40 seconds left to go. Bulldogs looking to force overtime. Kent has it for just a moment, and then it's taken away by Minot. Minot has it, takes a shot. Bond uses a stick to keep it away from the net. That net is empty. 6 skaters on. Long pass, touched by Smith. Icing, no, it didn't hit off of Smith's stick. We're going all the way back into the Bulldog defensive zone with 26 seconds left, and that will force Noah DeCottony's back onto the ice. You're listening to WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM and Adrian College TV. Men's National Championship for the ACHA Men's Division I tournament between Minot State and Adrian College. 26 seconds left. The Bulldogs are down by a goal. DeJulio is going to take this awfully important faceoff. Bulldogs will have potentially one final rush here. Back down. Lost. Bulldogs have it for just a moment before Carter ties it up against the board, and that's all he's okay with doing. Just trying to kill off the clock. Bulldogs going to need to push into the offensive zone as quickly as possible. 10 seconds left. Kent has it. Kent up to Smith. Smith has it into the middle of the ice. Trying to get around, gets taken down. There goes the goalie. 5 seconds left to go. Extra skater on, and the Bulldogs aren't going to be able to get a goal. Minot State wins this game by a score of 1-0, and they are the national championship winners for ACHA Men's Division I as the Bulldogs hang their heads, but they should not hang their heads on a great season here for the Bulldogs. Not able to capitalize in the final game of the season and score. They get shut out. The final score 1-0 in favor of Minot State. And what a game as Minot State gives back what Adrian did to them 2 years ago when they won in that national championship game. Adrian on the losing end of this one, but what a season for the Bulldogs, who go 38-3 with 2 shootout losses. Shots on goal finish, 19-15 in favor of the Bulldogs, but just not enough to get by the stellar performance by Jake Anthony, who in this tournament only has given up 5 goals. It was going to be tough to score on him, but had to feel that this Bulldog offense had the capabilities, but Minot bear down defensively. They scored that goal and then did not really want to play much offense after that. Adrian controlled the offensive zone time as much as they possibly could and did everything they wanted to offensively, but nothing could give on net. What a season for the Bulldogs as they take this all in and we get ready for the trophy presentation. Before we have one final time, we'll bring in Patrick Smith and Ryan Cuddy, and we'll begin our post-game show here from Boston, Massachusetts, live on WVAC Adrian and the Adrian College TV YouTube channel. Fellas, a heartbreaking way to go down.
Yeah, Kibby, you felt like the offense was there, especially at the start of that second period onwards. The pressure was there, the opportunities were there. They rung the iron a couple of times, and you just felt like as the third period went on, you just kind of kept expecting, all right, when are they going to be able to kind of scratch the surface and find the back of the net? But all credit to Minot State, because they're, well, like you mentioned, once they got that goal from Peterson, they locked down defensively, and that was really their sole focus. They were fine with not getting much productivity on the offensive end. It was making sure on the defensive side of things that Adrian didn't have any breakthroughs on the offensive end, any open rushes where a forward or a winger didn't have anyone on him defensively. It was really just a textbook played by the Beavers on that defensive end after getting up 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, heartbreaking loss for Adrian, unfortunately. But congratulations to Minot State. They played a great game today. And usually we don't see Adrian getting shut out in any game almost. I mean, you look at last night, they scored 8 on Ohio, and today, unfortunate loss 1-0 to Minot. But overall, I thought Adrian, they skated hard. They played fantastic offense, fantastic defense. They showed a lot of pressure and a lot of dignity out on the ice tonight. And keep your heads up, guys. I mean, fantastic season, finishing 38-3. I mean, you can't ask for much better than that.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. They did so many things right. They did everything right. They didn't play a bad game by any means. They played extremely hard. They skated hard. They played physical. They did everything that they had to do. They just couldn't get that breakthrough on the offensive end. But yeah, like you mentioned, all credit goes to Minot State because they came in with a great game plan, and they were able to lock down one of, if not the best offenses in the country with really not giving them a whole lot of looks. Adrian had some bad puck luck hitting the post on a couple different occasions, but that's what hockey is. And Minot State had the one opportunity. They had the dump and chase, and that Peterson was able to get freed up in the slot, and that was the difference in this one.
Yeah, Kibby, a question for you. I know, obviously, Adrian didn't come out with the win, but what did you like from them today?
Their offense looked really good. It just couldn't find the back of the net. Connor Smith had a couple of moments where he almost put one in the back, but this team cannot hang their head down. They're going to lose some big seniors, including Tyler Fife and Brendan Stanko, Henrik Overval, Sam Spade even. And they just can't look at this game as it was a bad thing. They made it all the way to the national championship when they weren't even the favorites to make it here. Ohio was, Liberty was, Minot State obviously was. They were counted out, and they made it all the way here. They have to be proud of that. I know their heads are hanging down, but what a season for the Bulldogs. They had a game. It just was one of those games that just didn't go their way.
Yeah, and I got to give props to Jake Anthony, the starting goaltender for Minot State. Played out of his mind today. That's the reason for the shutout today. But, Cuddy, any final words?
Yeah, just judging from a hockey standpoint, this is all you could ask for in a national championship. It was tight defensive play. A lot of physicality brought from both teams, and Jake Anthony, he played exceptional. Was really kind of the backboard for Minot State tonight. Not allowing many rebound opportunities, especially because I kind of plagued them early on in this one, where Adrian had a couple opportunities right in front off of a bouncing puck, but he was able to clean that up. And he played tremendous. But Adrian, they played hard. They played good. They did the right things. Just couldn't find the back of the net. But not obviously a tough one to swallow, but nothing to hang your head on. Getting to the national championship in any sport is difficult, especially in such a competitive field like ACHA Division I club hockey.
Matt, any final thoughts?
Guys, it was an absolute pleasure to be here in Boston and get back on the airwaves of WVAC and ACTV. I'm so thankful for Megan Abbey, both of you, Alex Herman, Reagan Petrowski, everyone who made this happen over the weekend. It's been absolutely a fun time. I enjoyed getting back on the airwaves. I missed it a lot being on the call for Adrian College hockey. It sucks that it ended this way in the national championship, but wouldn't really want any other way to be out with this team that gave me my start and allowed me to be who I am today. And to tell you guys one thing on air, you guys got a future in this industry, and I'm super excited for both of you. Great job today. It was a pleasure to be on the call. From Boston, Massachusetts, I'm Matt Kibbe, leaving it for Patrick Smith and Ryan Cuddy. Minot State wins the national championship 1-0 over Adrian.
Yeah, thank you, Matt, for everything. We really appreciate you doing this for Adrian and the community of Adrian, going out to Boston out of your way and covering this for everybody that was listening. I know everybody else appreciates everything.
Yeah, I really appreciate the kind words, KB, and killed it out there. Loved hearing you announce and rep for the black and gold once again. That was awesome to hear.
I appreciate it, fellas. One more shout out. I got to give a shout out to my Syracuse people, Sydney Staples and Gabe Cart Johnson. They listened to this game, and I guess got to say a huge thank you to them.
So that's gonna do it. From WVAC 107.9 Adrian, or as well Adrian College TV on YouTube, your Adrian College Bulldogs takes a 1-0 loss in the national championship, but finishes 38-3 on the year. That's going to do it for Patrick Smith, Ryan Cuddy, and Matthew Kibbe all the way in Boston. We appreciate everyone for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year